Hi, friends. World's biggest World Cup fan, Eric here. And I want to talk, yes, I do, about three upcoming matchups. But before I do that, may I just say, when Croatia scored that goal in this Japan Croatia game, I said, oh no! Very concerning. Croatia's putting a comeback together here that's looking pretty good, but it doesn't change what I said about Japan in the last video. Japan still looks like real. They look like real barn burners. That's what they look like. Now, let's go on to our first upcoming matchup and get Eric's thoughts on it. All right, that's Brazil versus South Korea. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Winnable game for the South Koreans. Even though Brazil is Brazil, and maybe it looks like Neymar is going to be playing, I still say winnable game for South Korea. Brazil hasn't looked that great, really. They haven't looked great well, they're lacking in the quality I described the Japanese as having. Basically hustle and just like a motor. Like they can run all day. South Koreans, they're like a taller version of the Japanese team. That's accordingly not as Mighty Mouse as the Japanese team is. But they look dangerous in the one game that I watched them play, which was their victory over, I guess it was Portugal's B team, kind of. But I don't think they're as good as the Japanese. I don't think that. But I do think they've got a shot at Brazil because Brazil's not as good as everybody thinks they are. That's what I think. From watching them once or twice, I remember exactly which games I watched. Alright, now let's go on to the next one. Morocco versus Spain. I don't think I've watched Morocco at all this tournament. Spain looks great against lesser opposition and looks okay against better opposition. So, I mean, it's really interesting how the dynamics of analysis go when you start really watching soccer and paying attention to like how it goes and shit, right? You've got these teams with totally different strengths that are more clear than they are, say, in football, because they're some kind of different thing than they are in football. Like, sure, you might have a team that's pass happy or a team that's run heavy or whatever, but those are all trade-off things in a way that's less the case with soccer. So the Spanish, they have their weapon, which is passing the ball like crazy. They're super big passers. They pass here, they pass there. They're really good at one-touch passing. Just it comes to you and then it's right immediately off of your foot onto the next guy. But they're less good at that when they've got, say, crazy Japanese people running at them. I mean, I don't know why they have to be crazy. They're perfectly sane. They're just very intense, they're not crazy. They're just intense. Anyway, and they're intense and super try hard. I would never make the Japanese team. Never in a million years. Granted, I would never make any of the teams in the tournament, but least of all would the Japanese be okay with me. They just see me as lazy, undeserving of any. Japanese people, you got to put in a lot of time into their thing before they start to respect you, whatever it is. They're not going to respect you just because you're quality without time. Anywho, I got a little off topic. Because I haven't seen Morocco, I'm going to say Spain's going to win this game. But apparently Morocco's pretty good. They got to the round of 16. I think they won their group, right? Morocco won their group, I believe. I should double check that. That's crazy. That Japan won the group, watching them play is not surprising. I think I've watched almost all of their games. But, Morocco winning the group is surprising because I didn't watch Morocco. Teams I don't watch aren't supposed to win things. Let's see here. Well, let me just Google the question. Did Morocco win its group? With 2 wins and a tie, they must have won the group. Yeah, I guess so. They beat Canada, obviously. Everybody beat Canada. They beat Belgium 2-0. And then they tied Croatia, the same Croatia team that's currently tied to Japan. Oh, go Japan, go! Come on. You guys, I know I don't need to tell you this, but do your best. Okay? I want you guys to do your best. Your uniforms are snazzy. I really like them. They really stand out on the TV. That yellow is like against the blue background. Snazzy. I'm definitely a big Japan fan. Go, you fucked that one up though, number whatever. You really fucked that one up. You had it. It was right there. You should take the shot. Anyway, that's not the point. Did I go over all of the matchups? Oh, I missed one. Swiss cheese versus Ports. Switzerland versus Portugal. I watched both of these teams. And neither of them seems top shelf. They both seem just a little off top shelf. Like Japan seems top shelf watching them now, with a big deficit in the air. Switzerland, you didn't look that dangerous. Portugal, you look better without Ronaldo. And you don't seem to have figured out yet who's the players you want out on the court, or the field, the pitch, as they call it. Why do they call the field the pitch in soccer? I wonder. I bet I've looked it up before, but I don't know. It's clearly a field. You can call it a pitch if you want, but that is definitely a field of grass. Okay? So maybe you should consider just calling it that. Soccer people? Have you thought about that? I don't know. Who do I think is going to win this game? I'm going to say Switzerland in a mild upset. I don't know what I have no idea. I cannot figure out, I haven't tried very much, to figure out soccer odds. Like when they put like if you bet on football and they say, it's Seattle +5 or Seattle -5. I get what that means, okay? I have no idea what these numbers that they show for soccer odds mean, though, because I just don't know what they mean at all, and it's hard to understand what they could possibly mean. But anyway, goodbye, and thanks a lot for watching. You and I are on the same page if our page says the World Cup's fantastic.